Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take more of a simple sewing project and alter a pair of trousers that I needed for a cosplay. As we are going to Otakon in a few weeks, I am putting together a gender bend costume for Mary Poppins. And instead of wearing a white skirt for her Jolly Holiday outfit, I am going to do white trousers. So I took my old navy trousers and altered the waist so they fit. As I have put on a little weight, I needed to expand them just a little bit. So if you have a pair of trousers that you need to make just a little bit bigger for a little bit more wiggle room, go ahead and follow along and let's get started. So starting off, we need a pair of pants that are a little too tight, but still have a little room to wiggle. Good signs of showing that the pockets start to gap, that this is a little too tight, and you can't get a finger into the waistband, showing off your little bit of a pooch. So yeah, these are just a little too tight and have room to expand, and I'll show you how that is in just a few moments. Let's go! As you can see here, there is some fabric in the back seam which allows you to expand the waistband. Right here is where the belt loop is attached, as you can see right there. And this is the alteration point which we're going to use as seen in the diagram. Start by seam ripping open your center back seam so you can actually get at that extra fabric. These are some actual suture removal scissors that I'm using because the seam is being a little bit stubborn. They just allow me to get underneath the thread because the tip has a curved edge to it, just so I can actually get in and remove this stubborn back stitch that's going on. As you can see here is the curved edge. It allows you to get underneath the stitches so you can pop those seams. Most tailored constructions allow the belt loop shown here to add a little bit more structure and strength to that back seam. So you want to make sure to get rid of it and put it in a place where you're not going to lose it. So I put it in the back pocket. This allows me to find it a lot easier later on. Okay, now that we have that back seam opened up, we can actually lay it flat and go ahead and stitch down as far as you can with giving enough structure. I gave it about a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Make sure that you backstitch that first part so that it locks that stitch in place. As you go down the back seam, make sure to sculpt it into the original stitching and lock that stitch in place with another back stitch. And now it's time to open up the original stitching that was there to allow you to expand these pants to their fullest capacity. Be very careful when doing this. You don't want to snag the actual fabric of the garment and placing a hole where you don't want a hole to be. I did have to take this one thread at a time as the lock stitch that they used was being stubborn because it was double stitched in 2 different directions. This isn't normal for most garments, but for military trousers, they tend to do extra stitching. So now it's actually time to press the seam flat so we can actually have a nice seaming in the back. And after you pressed it, go ahead and stitch the waistband back down So this is called a stitch in the ditch. It's basically stitching right along the actual seam juncture of the waistband. I usually go from belt loop to belt loop. This gives it some good strength. And now it's time to put your belt loop back on. Start with the top part folded away from you. This is so you can fold it back on itself and it gives that nice clean edge. And then at the very bottom, be careful because the fabric is going to be very super thick that when you stitch you may snap a needle. So just be very careful with that. Hold it in place with your fingertips and get it underneath the presser foot, and then do a couple back stitches to lock that belt loop in place. And once all that's done, you'll have a nice new pair of trousers, as you can see here, with the belt loop right where it was at the beginning. So go ahead and just press this out, and then you're ready to wear them. So as you can see, now the pockets lay flat and where they're supposed to be. There is more room in the waistband, and making this more comfortable and more flattering on your body. So right here you can see the pocket is no longer gapping to its full extent as it was before and laying flat and nice. I do really hope this helps somebody. Remember, if there's room for alterations, you don't have to throw it away, just change it to fit. Hopefully that helps. So hopefully that wasn't too difficult to follow along to, and that you actually learned how to alter a pair of trousers. We do want to try to keep the amount of clothing out of the landfills, and if we can go ahead and just alter, repair, and reuse the articles of clothing that we do have or that we get from thrift shops, we can make this world a lot better and keep things out of the landfills. So hopefully you learned how to change what you have so that you can repurpose it and reuse it. Thank you for following along, and if this is the kind of content that you like, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, which helps my channel out. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Tschüssi!